This is your editor, Jake. This episode can get quite
explicit. Viewer discretion is advised. You have
been warned.
Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, and then we'll do a clap. Here, we'll do our clap at the same time. Let me put this on to make sure I can hear it. Alright, so hopefully we can keep this joint going. Let's see. Let's see. Crocky.
Croy guy.
Okay. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, yeah, it's on. Yep, mic is on. We can see your levels. So, wait, talking to yours.
I gotta keep the shades on to keep the haters out.
Okay, yeah, we're straight. It's a go, Captain. It's a go. So I prefer not to have these headphones on though, because I cannot hear you, but I can hear myself, and I need to be able to hear you because it's a podcast. All right. Whoo!
You ready?
That's sweet.
It don't pick up the snaps that well, but it's working.
Oh, now we got two audios that I gotta sync up. This is gonna be new to me.
Bunda. All right, let's get this show on the road.
Let's get this going, bro.
Yo. It's your boy Zack Jones with
your boy Love Jones, and I just learned something new today.
This is TuffLuck podcast.
TuffLuck.
Roll the intro.
I'm trying to create a better me, so hopefully people who are hearing this are taking it the right way, can say, I can run a mile. It ain't about running 205 fucking miles, doing 4, being in the city. It ain't about all that shit. Shit doesn't matter. I want you to see how fucking far you can go, because we all come from that shit. That's why I have to be so authentic and so real about my own insecurities, my own faults, just being a fucked up person. I'm not the best at anything. I'm not gifted. I'm just driven.
Man, you guys can obviously see the difference, man. We got two different mics. We can finally talk freely without having to pass the mic back and forth.
So we're making progress right now. I'm still getting used to this.
Yeah,
but
I like it though.
I know it's just weird. It feels different because I
can just cut you off at any moment.
Exactly,
like right now. I can just cut you off right now. Yeah. Because I was just no, but I'm just saying like.
No, but no, and they can hear every syllable that you're saying, and any little side comments you got, I can hear it now.
Easy
when I edit the video.
Easy.
I mean Jake edits the video.
When Jake edits the videos, because I don't touch the videos. We don't do nothing, man. It's all Jake.
Yeah, it's all Jake. Jake does everything, even the camera work, the light work. Jake does all.
Well, actually, I don't want to give him credit for the behind the scenes stuff, but the videos.
We'll get to Tom.
Yeah, Tom. Because Tom does a lot of work, so Tom, if you're watching this, maybe you are, maybe you aren't, but we appreciate you. We really appreciate you, Tom.
Get that Tom his credit.
Give big Tom. Forget it. Man, what are we going to talk about today?
Well, I want to talk about this new thing that you just showed me that I feel so dumb for not even. Well, I don't feel dumb because I don't think anybody in their right mind would have tried this. So this man, unless like they were already having problems.
I was just trial and error, man.
But this man, Zack. So we were trying to figure out how we were gonna do the two audio device, like what devices we're gonna record both our audio on now that we both got the mics. Yes, so I was like, okay, I'll record my audio onto the computer. You record yours onto the phone until we get a mixer.
Yeah.
And so I was realizing when I was recording on the computer, and I realized this in the last episodes, like the audio doesn't sound bad, but I noticed that it could be better.
Yeah,
it's I noticed
a little
that
muffled.
It was muffled in the past. Like you can hear us, but not clear enough.
Exactly.
But then this man, Zack, being the genius he is, Zack is genius, but in random moments. Like, I'm not saying Zack is like it's like Zack is genius when it's most convenient. So I'm not calling you dumb.
Yeah, listen, man. That's the only time it matters.
That's the only time it matters.
Don't nobody need a smart act all the time.
Yeah, exactly. So like you're smart when it's convenient. Like when we need it. Like there's nothing else. Like to oh my god, bro. Like you definitely came in clutch. Like that's you. You're clutch. Bro.
Appreciate it, gang.
But so what? Let me tell you what he did. So I didn't know. First of all, I had this mic for almost over 3 months now. I want to say, and maybe not even 3 months, maybe 4 months. I think I got it back in March.
Yeah.
Maybe
late March.
Late February.
Okay.
Yeah, but I had this mic for a while now, and it never occurred to me to unscrew the the little silver joint that's under this. It never occurred to me to unscrew that joint, bruh, and take the filter that was within the silver thing. I didn't even know that there was 2 filters on the mic.
Yeah.
This man Zack showed me. He unscrewed it. Well, he showed me that you can unscrew it. I unscrewed it. But he said, yeah, you unscrew it and there's a filter in there. I was like, Zack, what are you talking about? This is just a silver thing. He was like, bro, you don't see that little black thing in there?
Yeah.
I was like, how did you notice that, bro? Like, what the fuck?
Well, so you guys don't know the story behind
that?
the old mic, but we had one before this last episode.
Yeah, it was
we
a
had
failure.
one. And it didn't work. It was just too quiet. I don't know what happened. So I returned that one. I got this one, and I tested it on.
And what if it wasn't quiet?
My iPad.
What if it's like, that one just didn't
was
work.
definitely quiet.
That one just didn't work. I don't know what it was with that mic.
An error in that one. So I sent it back. I got this one, and it was still a little quiet again. So I was like, what is going on? I unscrewed it, and I was like,
what made you like? But what? No, like nothing in my right. Like whenever I can't hear my mic, I instantly think, okay, there's nothing that could be done.
So this pop, like the pop filter, when you first get it, right, is not on there. So
that's true. That's true. They give it to you put on. But it never occurred to me to be like, well, then again, I never had a problem when I first used the mic.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
I guess
it was
since you had a problem with the first mic, you're like, oh no, I'm gonna make sure this one works.
I was doing everything. I was considering honestly like unscrewing the bottom of the mic and seeing what's wrong with that. And then all of a sudden, I just started like twisting, just twisting. I was like,
I would have been scared that I broke the mic. Like I didn't know, and it's literally designed to twist. Like it's meant to come off.
Yeah, it's meant to come off. I don't know.
Maybe we were supposed to know that.
There was a tiny pop filter inside.
Maybe we were supposed to know that. I appreciate your
my expertise,
curiosity, and
yeah, my curiosity.
There's another word for it. It's like saying thinking outside the box, but I can't think of the word right now, so y'all can fill in the blanks.
Yeah,
but
you guys get it.
I appreciate you being able to do that, bro, because I never would have thought in a million years that this joint comes off.
Honestly, man, I had to make this thing work. There was no way I was gonna go another episode without this mic, so I had to make it work. So that's just what it came to: me unscrewing it and finding another pop filter inside.
So now, like, you can hold the mic and I can talk with my hands.
You
if
can
I
talk
want to.
freely now.
If I want to hold the mic, I can hold the mic, but we don't got to do the passing game no more.
Exactly.
So that's gonna be straight.
So yeah.
So I've been thinking about some things like before you came over. It was kind of it's weird on a day that I don't go to work because instantly my mind is like, okay, you're free, but you're not free.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I have free time, but like
I have free time, but I shouldn't be using this free time as free time. You feel what I'm saying?
You should be using it to be productive.
Because
you're used to being productive every day.
Yeah.
And when you're not productive, it feels like, come on now.
It's been a weird I was watching those old clips of me during Christmas. That was right before I went through my rut. I went through a huge month-long rut. I'm still slowly recovering from it. Like I'm not completely out of it, but I'm not in the rut anymore.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you're in quicksand. Mm-hmm. You go down, but your friend is helping you out.
Yeah.
Well, let's say you got a stick or something. It's like I was like, a rut is kind of like quicksand. That's what I'm going to compare a rut to. You could call it a rut. You already know what a rut is, Zach. Yeah. A rut is like a state of depression, a state of mind even. So like during the whole winter break, I think I caught, I know I caught COVID. So we were out of school. Mm-hmm. I remember because it was right before we went on break. I had a wrestling meet. Like I was on the wrestling team.
Yeah.
But during wrestling is a physical sport. Why am I looking at the T? I'm like I look at the camera. That shows you I'm thirsty. But wrestling is a physical sport, and sometimes I remember in one of the practice, the dude that I was wrestling started bleeding, and it got on my shirt, and the blood got some of the blood got on my skin and stuff like that. But I don't think that is what gave me COVID. Somebody that we wrestled at our first wrestling meet from I think Patrick Henry was the first school we wrestled. One of their kids had COVID, so then they're like trying to test the whole wrestling team. Now the whole wrestling team has to get tested. They pulled me out of class.
Yeah,
I was like, bro, I instantly thought, I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro, because you know, Pop, he's gone now, but at the time he was already sick. Like, he already knew. So instantly, my mom picked me up. I was like, oh no, Pop was gone.
Yeah,
that's instantly what I thought. I don't know why. Like my mom picked me up out of school. I was like, why am I getting picked up? It's either Pop gone, either something happened to Pop, or I don't know. Or I'm in trouble. That's the only thing I looked at. But I didn't do nothing, so I'm like, oh no, Pop-Pop's gone. I was instantly assuming, like, I thought something happened to Pop-Pop. I remember when I got in the car, I was like, Mom, what happened? I thought, is Pop-Pop okay? And she's like, oh no, Pop-Pop, oh no, we pulled you out because of COVID. You got to go get tested. There's somebody that y'all wrestled, one of their kids had COVID on the team, so that, you know.
Yeah, that happened to my school, actually, like, not the first week, maybe the second or third week. I don't know, but it was like early into the school year, maybe fourth week of school. And right after our biggest football game that year, it was an American rivalry game against what school was it? Oh, it was LC Bird.
LC Bird. Bro,
we beat them, by the way, obviously. I mean, come on now. So we beat them, and then like maybe that Sunday, we played on a Friday, early that Sunday morning, right? Our coach like put into like a group chat or something. He was like, it was a long thing, but basically it just said a few players from the team got tested positive for COVID. Okay. So everyone needs to get a COVID shot in order to come back, and then you guys have to all quarantine for 14 days. Me at the time, I was
14 days. That was it for us.
Like,
that was 14.
Listen, anything for a break from school. Like, obviously we missed a few games, but like
I feel you on that.
A break from school, like that was only the fourth week of school, but I was already tired of it. So I was like, I got a break from school, so I'm straight. And then yeah, that's what happened to us. Like, I feel like a lot of, like, I think the basketball team got shut down at my school, too.
That's the thing with physical sports is that, like, that's why I thought it was kind of iffy when we got back to school. So I was like, so how are we going to, like, we couldn't go back like things were normal.
Yeah, you can't just come back from COVID and just go right back into the swing of things. Like, you got to ease your way back in. Like, we had to, like, only a few people in the locker room at a time, or I think the first practice back, as we like, social distance, kind of. I mean, it was football, though, so you can't, like, how you going to tackle somebody from 6 feet away?
Distance,
come on now.
I'm staring real hard.
But yeah, that was basically
that used to, but when I did play football, that used to be one of my like methods, because I was always slim. Like, I wasn't going to intimidate you physically, but mentally I could. That's what, like, that was my approach whenever I played.
Yeah,
because, like, obviously I wasn't like a big
big brawling black dude.
So when I played, I just I had anger issues back then. Like, I had a huge temper, bro. Like, it's more calm now. Like, I'm a little more stoic. I would say now, more like Batman.
Yeah,
not too much like Batman. They're like, did this nigga just compare himself?
Everything
to
but the rich part, man.
Yeah, everything but the rich part. But nah, I'm a little more stoic now. But back then, like, I was looking to, like, to
start a problem,
just to start something, especially during a physical sport like football, where you're allowed to hurt people.
Yeah, that's your time to go off, man.
So
go ahead, man.
I remember we were like facing this team. I played. Hey, anybody from Maryland, near PG area? I played for Clinton Jets.
Good old
I played
Jets.
for them for like I want to say I played for Clinton Jets all the way from like flag football. Then we moved up to the big boy stuff, the pads. Big dog. Them joints. But I played I got pictures of it too. I still got some of the jerseys in my
you got quite a few jerseys.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I might wear it in one of the next videos. I bet
I'm
you
wear one of my jerseys.
It would be funny if I could still fit that jersey. Yeah. But but I played for the Clinton Jets. Shout out to them. I played with them from, I want to say, from 5 to 6. Either it was 5 or 6. So I want to say from 5 to, I think we stopped playing maybe 8. I think I maybe stopped playing with them after I was 8. So 5 to 8, I want to say I played with them, because they had other sports too.
Yeah,
I played baseball with them. I think I even played basketball with them. I played every sport that was available for me to play. I played except for soccer.
We had something like that. Like me and Tim were part of. It was called Upward. It was like a Christian sport academy or whatever. And we played. I think we played. We didn't play. I think we only played basketball with them. But it was like, it was alright. I mean, I remember one of my games. I think I only played one game with them because I did not like basketball at the time. And
that was like
everybody was dribbling, going running down the court, and I was just standing there watching them, just waiting for my team to come back down, pass me the ball, shoot it, and I let them go play defense. So it was basically 4-on-5 the whole time because I won't play in defense. So I was just down there chilling the whole time.
Sorry about that, Dory. I heard my sister has no regard for us recording.
Oh my god. These, nah, but yeah.
All right, test. That was a hour-long intermission almost. Honestly, 2 hours. We had a huge technical difficulty, but there ain't nothing money can't fix though, so we're straight. Let's just say that. But what we were talking about last, I don't know if you could tell, but me and Zack are tired after that.
We were talking about the football still.
Bro, when I edit this, you're gonna hear a drastic change in our energy.
Oh yeah.
Like when it cuts, it's gonna be like and it's gonna be like.
But actually, I had a topic from the beginning, so I'm just gonna switch to that because I can't really remember exactly what we were talking about.
I remember. I have to finish my story.
Oh, okay.
The story. It was gonna be quick. So basically, I remember we were talking about my temper. So what I used to do was. Like, there was this dude, I was wide receiver. Dude from Montgomery County, their team. He was just, like, staring at me, bruh. Like, real intensely. So I said, Brent, okay, I can stare at you, too. I could look like a grizzly bear. Like, I was just trying to, like, intimidate him. So, you know, once they blow the whistle, it's fair game. So, I knew they were going to throw me the ball. But I made sure to grab him, you know what I mean? Like, I knew I wasn't getting the ball. But I'm on offense, but I was treating him as if we were on defense. You know what I mean? So he kept getting mad at that because I didn't like the way he was looking at me.
Yeah.
And then, you know, one thing led to another. It got rougher and rougher each game. And then, I'm not each game, each play. And then, like, I want to say, I think on the third play maybe. I think it was after the third play. That's when they pulled me out the game because I was holding him after the whistle blew.
Yeah. Oh, so then yeah, that's
that is me. I'm not saying he did anything. I didn't like the way he was looking at me. So my temper, and then he got mad. We pushed each other, and I'm just screaming at the coach, like, you know, I'm like, I don't know what I was saying, but I know I was angry. I don't remember what I was saying, but I know I was mad. And he took me off. He said, yeah, I don't think this is gonna be your game, son. So he took me off.
Go ahead and ride the pine for a little bit, boy.
But I did have a question I wanted to ask you before the whole dumbass intermission happened. So, you know, you played football in high school.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, in the movies, like, the jocks.
It's nothing like the movies.
It's nothing like, well, I assume that. But do you get any special treatment being on the football team in high school?
All right, so I'll say this. A lot of,
You gotta tell me more girls are looking at you. Or eyeing you at least.
Me specifically, right? I don't really talk to people like in school much. So the only way people would know if I play on the team or not is if they see me on Fridays with the jersey on. That's it. Like there's obviously players on the team that are like,
the jersey.
Oh, I play on the football team, you know, right? Yeah, I play on the football team. Like, you know, there's obviously those kind of players, and then you have like players that are just like
you.
They play on the team, they show up every day, but they also show up to school every day. It's just like it's a normal day. And
if you know,
in my mind, I play football. I committed all 4 years of my high school career to football, but my last 2 years, my junior and senior year, I can already tell that I think track's going to be my priority sport. So, but as far as like the whole special treatment thing, I haven't had any special treatment. Like me personally, haven't had any special treatment.
Perk. even on Jersey Day, like there's no girls who like,
I mean,
like, and it's like not even just you being on a team. You're a tall individual.
Mm-hmm.
You're very I think when women look at you, they get a very like,
all right. So I'll say this.
He can protect me type.
I'll say
type
this.
beat.
My freshman year, I started playing football. No treatment, no special treatment there.
Yeah.
And then halfway through the year, COVID. Sophomore year, COVID. Junior year.
So junior year was the only year you could really flex your stuff. Like
junior was the only
stuff.
time I could actually like. But then at that time, I wasn't really worried about like. So even if someone was trying to like get my attention or something like that, I wasn't paying attention to them. So I couldn't.
On the
I wasn't picking up on any cues because I was just focused on school and football and stuff like that. And my senior year, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be the same way. Like, I mean, I can't tell.
Let me tell you something about your senior year, Zach. I'm going based on because mine just ended.
Mm-hmm.
For me, when it came to girls or whatever, our senior year was I got the most play. I would say I didn't get as much my whole career in high school, but senior year was definitely my peak year of women interaction with the ladies.
I mean,
because I was working out throughout the whole quarantine, so I was getting results from that.
Yeah.
And then I've been working out since I was in 8th grade. So it all finally came to fruition my senior year of high school. So people started noticing that, and then I started to become more comfortable around school because you've been there for 3 years now. At that point, and my name's ringing around the school a little bit more. I'm not popular, but people know me. But no one knew my real name, but they knew me by my nickname because of the wrestling team, and I was Sticks. But kind of like with football, I bet you if I was on a football team at my school, I probably would have definitely got better treatment. But wrestling team, no one gives a fuck about the wrestling team.
I think it also depends on
no one gives a
what
fuck
school
about
you
the
go
wrestling
to.
team.
Like there's some schools where basketball is the main priority sport. Like people care more about the basketball team than the football team. I think my school people care more about the football team. But I also think that like one has to do with how you play on the field, and also has to do with how you act in school. So if you're in school and you're already popular without having to be on the football team, you're gonna get even more special treatment
on the football
because you're on the football team. Me personally, I never really cared about having a social status in school. I go there because I have to, and I go to football practice, go home. I just try to survive. To be honest, that's it.
Just trying to get through it.
As far as like I never really saw like in movies they glorify it so much as like, oh, you want to be a jock, but then everyone hates the jock in movies because the jocks are always like
be like the asshole.
Like they always get special treatment. Like, oh, if he doesn't turn this in, he could do whatever he wants because he's a football player. That's false. I think at some schools, football players are not even football players in general, just players that play sports are held to a higher standard because they have to. In order to play a sport, you have to have a certain like grade level.
And that's a cool teacher.
I know there's a few like I don't want to call any of my teachers out, but there were a few teachers. Like one of my teachers were a coach, and he held he coached a different sport other than football, and he held his athletes to a higher standard than some coaches would, which is why when I switched over to that sport, I noticed there's a huge difference. So I started taking school more serious because I want to do track at the next level, track and field at the next level. For anyone, before you comment, I don't run track. I do shot put and discus, so that's a sport, catered to my build or whatever and my strength level. So I do that. But yeah, like I don't think like in the movies, obviously, it's way over glorified. I mean, maybe at some schools it's like that. I know at my school. Or me personally, I don't get any special treatment because I'm on a sports team. Would I like to? No, because that's just extra pressure. That's extra distraction. So no, I wouldn't want extra attention. I feel like my high school career is pretty boring, but it's what I wanted. Like I didn't want to be like a partier or like the person like skipping class or anything. Like. If it's boring, it's boring. I mean, I don't want to be here, but I have to be here, like I said. So I'm just gonna get through my last 4 years and then I'm straight.
Well, no, you're different because you're on the football team. Honestly, bro, to be honest with you, most of the athletes they're not really skippers. like people people have the perception of like the athletes of the school and the jocks, quote unquote, being like these bad kids. They go to class like from what I know, the kids getting out, the kids that were caught skipping, first of all, were most of the lazy kids that didn't want to they didn't do sports. That's why I found it weird that I got caught up with some of those kids. There was only one of those kids that I got caught up, but he was caught up with the group that were known for skipping. They never knew that I was with, like, they never knew I hung out with him because I never was like, but like whenever I was next to him, all the security guards knew him because he was always getting caught. Versus me,
I think there's someone like
none
that,
of the security guards ain't know me like from that.
Even on like football or even on like sports teams. I feel like there's always that one person. You always have like a few people on each team. Like you have that one player who's really good, but he doesn't take like school or anything besides sports serious, so he's always getting in trouble, so he can't play.
And he's stuck in two.
You got the one player who doesn't want to be there. He just shows up to practice so he can get a jersey on Fridays, or he can just be known that he's on the team, but he doesn't really play.
Yeah, that's what you're
and
saying.
then you got the kid that's like who's always getting in trouble and gets the other team, like the rest of the team, in trouble. And I feel like we do have that at my school. Obviously, it's usually obviously just I think it's the younger guys for real.
The freshmen. Oh yes.
Not even the freshmen, like the sophomores. Too.
Sophomores, yeah. That makes
they're
sense.
just like not all of them.
What do you think are worse, freshmen or sophomores?
Sophomores, freshmen.
Because sophomores aren't freshmen, but they aren't juniors.
Well, one, we don't have any
sense.
contact with the freshmen, so I don't know about them. But
the
sophomores,
y'all got two buildings. I keep forgetting that shit.
I feel like
I do got two buildings.
Honestly, first, before I say anything, I feel weird saying about this because I was a sophomore at one point, but I just wasn't like that. But from my perspective or what I've been seeing,
you're a junior, you're a senior now, so fuck them.
Some of the sophomores, they act more bold because they're like, oh, I'm not a freshman anymore, so I could bully the freshmen, and then try to get in with the juniors or seniors, and then we can start bullying them or start acting up with them. I'm like, nah, it doesn't work like that. Like
sophomore is like, I don't have a good analogy for it because I'm too tired to think of one.
Like the seniors are just trying to get out, the juniors are just trying to have fun, the sophomores are just trying to fit in, the freshmen are just trying to survive. That's pretty much how it is.
Honestly, I would argue that the freshmen are trying to just fit in. No, this is what I said. I remember this whole school year I kept telling the teachers this because I don't know what the fuck happened. I think it was quarantine, and that's why these freshmen are so much more immature than what we were. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna sit here and act like we weren't immature as freshmen. Because we all had our, you had a role in your life. You like, okay, you're a freshman. You might feel mature yourself at that age, but I guarantee you, the seniors are all looking at you motherfuckers as jokes. The juniors and the seniors are looking at y'all like, what the y'all doing? Like, y'all just saying stuff just to be noticed or to be seen.
Yeah.
Like they don't think before they talk. They don't at all. That's what I noticed. But I was like, you know what? I was in their same boat. Maybe I was just as immature. But I'm thinking there's something different about the new crop because they're coming straight out of 8th grade. I mean, no. They're coming straight out of 7th grade. Because remember, quarantine, they had during quarantine was they were in 8th grade.
Yeah.
So they're literally coming. They're not that quarantine year wasn't even a fucking school year. I don't count that as a real school year. We didn't do shit that year. So it's like they're still in like a 7th grade mindset coming into high school, fresh into high school. So I think that's why they were so much more childish. But what I kept telling my teachers is I understand why freshmen act like that because it's like. They will pick random fights for no fucking reason. They're always like trying to be disrespectful to teachers for no fucking reason. And then I put it together. I said they're just trying to build a reputation because they still got 3 more years. Mm-hmm. So they're trying to build their whole freshman career. I think in high school, most motherfuckers are trying to build their reputation on what they want to be known as in the school.
Yeah,
that's why they act the way they act because they're fighting for reputation. So all those fights that happen in freshman year, I guarantee majority of fights are mostly freshmen because they're immature, fucking stupid. I'm not gonna say they're all stupid, but you know what I mean. Like they're just young and like they're trying to stand out as much as they can.
They're just trying like
4 years they're gonna be there.
Fill in with the popular kids for real. And for real,
that too.
Like. There's no popular kid at my school or like super well known person at my school that I would just want to like bend heads over or whatever the phrase is bend over backwards for just to have their attention, just to be known by them. Like,
Yeah.
I don't honestly. I feel like
I think honestly, I think you're more noticed the more I want to say mysterious you are.
Like I know
like the
people,
more you keep to yourself.
And the people that I do know are all the people I need to know. To be honest,
that's a good way. I like that.
Appreciate it again. All the people I know, like
that's a good way of saying.
Are people like I interact with every day. Which are people on the football team, track team.
That's all you need.
And then people in my class. That's it. I don't like. If you're not in my class and I haven't talked to you at the beginning of the year, most likely I won't talk to you by the end of the year. You got next year to try. That's it. Like, there's not very many people that I just branch out to. Like, you know what? I'm gonna try to talk to them. Like, there's not very many people like that. I just wanna, talk to randomly or in the hallway or just like try to become friends with. Like, that's cool. Like, having friends is cool, but at the end of the day, at the end of your high school career, you're not gonna talk to.
No, you're not at all. At all.
So,
at all. It's like at all. No.
And if you do good, like that's cool. That's good for you. But like, I don't plan on staying in Virginia my whole life. So I won't. What's the point of making these crazy long-term relationships with someone that I really didn't care to have a relationship with in the first place?
I see. What you're saying.
I don't know.
Do you think going through the high school part of your life is a little easier when you have a large group of friends in school? Or is it more miserable when you're just kind of?
I mean, it's hard for me to say because I've only experienced the side for me, it's just like it's the mediocre side. Like you're not like I don't like not have any friends, but I don't have
that's
like
most
a
people,
ton
Zach.
of friends.
That's not,
so I'm in the mediocre
side. That's like the average.
Yeah,
like most.
I'm there in the middle.
Most average people, and then there are spectacular people, and there's less mediocre people, I want to say, like not necessarily me, but like they're more. It's okay. Like I believe there's more middle class people than there are poor people. You know what I mean? But like the poor and the rich are in the same. There's more poor than there are rich, but there's more middle, and that's how I think it is with the high school experience. So there's more average high school experiences. Most people go through the average high school experience, and then they got the people that go through the butt awful, getting stuff in lockers every day and shit like that.
There's no way that
I think that's a movie thing. I've never first of all, we don't even use lockers.
I've seen someone get stuff in lockers before.
We don't even use our lockers, bro.
We don't have. We have them. We have a buttload of lockers. No one touches them.
Yeah, that's
you have to pay
ours
for them too. And no one touches them.
Yeah,
everyone just walks around with their backpacks.
Now there was the one locker that everyone knew was open. I think they used that to sell weed out of, but that's all.
Yeah,
that's all.
I mean, listen. To answer that question, I think now that I think about it, I think it would be more difficult the more friends you have because that's more. Let's say there's, and this is just a random number. Let's just say there's 500 people at your school, and you're friends with about 100 of them. That's a lot of friends. Tons of friends. There's a whole bunch of friends.
Yeah.
Out of those 100 friends. At least there's gonna be two pairs, like not even two pairs, like 6 pairs of people that don't like each other, which means they're friends, but they're being fake friends, which means there's gonna be friction somewhere. It's just not gonna work. And when there's friction, there's gonna be problems, and then
that reminds me of this book called I think 18 Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene. I was reading it throughout the school year because, like I said, like you said earlier. When you become a senior, all you're worried about is getting the fuck out. Like, you're not there to really, like, hi, hey, hello, everybody. Like, hey, what's up, everybody? Like, no, I'm just here to do my fucking classes and get out. All right, I think my clap test is straight.
Bunda. Yeah, alrighty. Ladies and gentlemen.
All right, so Zach, you want to tell them what this new segment is? Well, we did in the last episode, but we had to cut it because we didn't have the footage.
Okay, well then, boom. This is rap quotes / quotes of the week.
That's what we're gonna start doing, y'all. We're gonna start doing quotes.
Just gonna be doing quotes that we find. Before I say my quote, I found this quote, but I didn't come up with it. If I find the original, I'll put the link or whatever to the video or whatever I found it in. But yeah, this is not a rap quote necessarily, but it's a quote that I thought was at the time very motivational. So it says, this is low-key some bars. Caterpillars only get 30 days to live, but they still turn into something beautiful.
I know that.
That alone was
That's crazy.
Oof.
You know, I was thinking about that earlier today.
Hold on.
Oh, it's more.
Oh yeah, it's more. Don't count the days. Make the days count. Basically, they saying if a caterpillar only got 30 days, a month basically, to turn into a butterfly, something beautiful. They made every single one of those days count to turn into something great.
That's crazy to me.
We don't have any guaranteed time, but
it's not long.
As of right now, I've had more than 30 days, and I had 30 days to make myself more than 30 days, or I've had 16 years to make myself great. Then I got tomorrow and the day after, or not guaranteed, but I have every moment. I have every moment to make myself great. So I cannot make any day. I can't go by any day just thinking like, oh, I got tomorrow. You got to make every day great. You got to make every day count, because it could be your last. You never know.
That's crazy. They only had 30 days. I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Well, until they turn into a butterfly.
Until they turn into the butterfly, yeah. Then who knows how long. But with us, that's I was thinking about that like earlier today, right before you came here to shoot the pod. I was like thinking while I was listening to our last episode while I was putting up groceries, and I was like, the whole time I was just thinking, it's crazy how much shit people just like kind of take for granted.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I'm not just gonna say like, I'm not singling myself out when I say people. I take shit for granted all the time until it's too late. But I was just like, it's crazy how much the little shit matters, bro. It was real crazy to me.
That was like, I know we said one quote a day, but that was like another quote I heard where it was like, you never know how, or I think I have it written down. Most people say you don't know what you have until you lose it, but the truth is you know exactly what you have. You just never thought you'd lose it. Basically saying like, I knew I had something special. I knew that this person wasn't gonna be here forever, but
it just wasn't ready.
I just never thought I knew I had something special with this person. I knew he was something special, but I never thought I'd lose him. So that's why I took it for granted. Like I was just like, oh, he'll be there tomorrow. He'll be there tomorrow. I got it next time. And then when I lost it, I was like, wow, I really should have took advantage of what the time I had.
Yeah,
I never thought I'd lose it. And I think that's true. Like most people, the saying usually goes, you don't know what you had until you lose it. But everyone knows exactly what value is in another person. It's just that they never thought they'd lose that person, so they take advantage of the value that they have. So that's just honestly that speaks wonders, especially with like what we went through recently. Like
with Pops, yeah.
I don't know. I thought that just resonated with me when I saw both of those quotes. So those are the two quotes. I know we said one, but they kind of work together. So
yeah,
and they'll be in the description if y'all didn't hear them correctly, because I may not have said them correctly, but they'll be in the description.
Like time is like people don't really sit down and look at like how beautiful it's like it's painful but beautiful at the same time. Life is gonna be more painful than beauty, but at the end of the day there's beauty at that at the end, because there's light at the end of the tunnel. It's a long tunnel sometimes. There might be a lot of bumpy rocks and creatures in that tunnel.
Yeah, people to take you down.
Some vines, some rats in that tunnel, some mutated turtles in that tunnel. Something. It might be a slimy
Ninja Turtles
tunnel.
might be in there.
Might be a slimy tunnel, but once you get out that tunnel, what do you see? Light, the blue, beautiful sky.
Yeah,
it's like. I growing up, I always feel like I wasted so much time because I always felt like I could do it. I just grew up a procrastinator, because that's one thing my mom would always get on me. She's like, Saquon, you always procrastinating. You can't do that when you grow up. And she's absolutely right. You can't.
Yeah,
And I think the reason why I was like that kind of I could have had like I have a pretty good bond with my friends, but I could have a better one if I wasn't such a procrastinator. Because when you procrastinate, you just don't procrastinate at things that are hard to do. You procrastinate in things that it's everything. Like even it could be something fun. Like say your friends are, like want to do something. You're like, I could do this. I could do this with them now, but there's always later.
There's always next time.
That's how I used to look at everything. There's always later. There's always later. And now that I'm like, I basically done. Well, not basically. I'm done with high school. I'm starting to realize how fast shit just go.
Yeah.
Like just like literally, it felt like just yesterday. I was 14 years old back in Maryland, playing fucking PS4, chilling. And now I gotta start paying my own bills and shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, crazy.
Then and we can go into so much detail with that. Like honestly, I think we could save it for the next episode. Because I do want to talk about some other stuff, but we'll get into that next episode. But yeah, it's like when I was younger, I feel like I didn't procrastinate as much, but there were just things that I just like you said, like I was like, oh, there's always next time. So I just, who cares if I missed it this time? There's always next time. Like I remember,
and then you end up missing it fully.
Exactly. There's really never a next time. Like there's just things that like my grandma was like, you should really like talk to that person because they have good connections, and you should like you can get a good education out of this or out of that. And I'd be like, oh, but there's always more time, and then boom, I missed it.
Gone like that.
And even still, like I still do it to this day. Like I don't know. I can't just name you a moment, but like there's just always times where I just like, oh, there's always next time. I don't really need to do that now. I could do it later, and then the moment just comes by and it's passed me by. It's like that sucks, but I think that's also a part of growing as a person is being able to realize when you've made a mistake or when you missed a moment and you should take advantage of the next one.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I pride myself on is that even though I do make a lot of mistakes, I grow after every mistake I do.
True.
So
that's true. You should.
Yeah.
If you don't, then you're a fucking idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. I my whole life I've always been feeling like I've been playing catch up, but I do say I get better and stronger after every mistake. I might make that mistake again, but it won't be as bad as the first time I did. Like if I made, say I was fixing like a dresser, right? And I made the mistake of not sorting the nails properly, so I put the wrong nail in the wrong slot or the wrong screw or whatever the fuck. Next time, I may sort the nails right, but maybe I don't. I might sort the nails, but I won't. Say next time I don't put them in the right category.
Yeah.
Like if I do feel, it's not gonna be the same way I felt last time.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Like
if that makes any sense.
Grew, technically, it's slightly better. Like you may have sorted the nails, but you didn't put it in the right slot. So next time you'll do both correctly. So, I see what you're saying now. Yeah. I mean, listen. If you guys don't take anything from this podcast or this episode specifically, just know this.
Deep
it doesn't
episode.
matter. Yeah. This was all over the place. At first we were talking about like our tempers or whatever. Then we were talking about high school as far as like getting special treatment in high school because you play sports. And then now it's to this.
I think because it's the time we're recording. Like late night is the time where your mind just kind of like, I told you, like we said in the last few episodes, like we're night people.
Yeah.
So especially, I think not even just like day people or night people. At nighttime, that's the time where your mind really just kind of wanders. Like you don't even need weed. It just happens.
Like I noticed, like me and him used to always like back when we lived together, we used to always just talk for hours and hours and hours. And that's kind of how this podcast came to be. And then randomly, like the later and the longer we'll talk, it will always end up on the same thing. It'll just always be like, we gotta make something out of our future. Like we gotta make it.
That's true. That's true.
In our heads, in our minds, we're the last ones left. There's not that many generations after us. And in our mind, like this isn't even us being selfish, but in our minds, we're the next best thing in our family to make our family name mean something.
Yeah.
And
especially yeah.
So we always just end up on the same topic at the end of the day. It's always like, how are we gonna
build a legacy?
How are we gonna build a legacy for our families? This and that. And so yeah, I did notice like every time like later it gets, the more we always talk about the same topic, and it's always
true.
this.
It's true.
But if you guys don't take anything from this episode, just know that it doesn't matter how many mistakes you make, as long as you grow after each mistake, you'll grow as a person. You become a better person after every mistake. So,
and don't change for you. Don't change for nobody else.
Yeah.
'Cause everybody wants you to be somebody that you're not. If that makes any sense. Every department you do in life, someone's gonna tell you why you aren't good enough. You know what I mean? Anything you do in life, someone's gonna be like, "Oh, that would have been better if you would have been like this," or you could have succeeded in this. No, that's just constructive criticism. But there's like shit that doesn't even need criticism, like you're like I'm directing this towards high schoolers. A lot of people are gonna tell you what to do with your future, especially when you're going through your senior, junior year, your whole life in high school. Because you know now it's better now. You know, it's either now or never. So they're gonna keep pressing you on your career and stuff like that. Because you know your parents want you to be better than what they were. So a lot of people's parents might press them to be someone that they don't, or something that they don't want to do or be. So like, don't change because you want to impress that girl. Because when you end up with that girl, yeah, never change for a girl. And I learned this because, first of all, you got to keep up the rules, motherfucker.
If she falls in love with the person you changed to, she's not falling in love with you. She's falling in love with that personality that you're putting on.
And then you got to keep up the rules. That's happened to me in the past, where I'll be messing with a girl and I think she liked me for me. She liked that fake thug character I painted for her. And then the more we talked and the longer she got to know me, she's like, in her mind, I don't think I'm lame anymore. But in her mind, I was a lame because, and in her, with to each his own. She's right, because I made up a fake version of myself just for her to like me. So that is lame. And then I couldn't keep up with the rules because, you know, once you get serious with a girl, you get comfortable.
Yeah, and then you start to slip up.
And then you start to slip up, and the real you comes out, and then the real her comes out. So either or, that's why you don't never change for a girl, and if you're gonna change for the better of you. Don't change for the better of no one else. All right, I think that's a good way to leave it, huh?
Absolutely. Man, hey, next podcast we got some funny stories. We gonna go back to the funny stuff
because it's late. That's why we get usually when it gets like late, like in the middle of the night, it becomes like that's when the deep shit comes out. But
this was I think this was a good podcast.
Yeah, even though
it was a good way to break in
long ass intermission where we almost fell asleep.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that intermission got me. But listen, this was episode 6 of TuffLuck podcast. I'm your host, Zack Jones.
I'm your host. Co-host. Shit, I'm tired. I'm co-host, Love Jones.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment what you guys want to see next. And go follow us on all platforms. Comment down below what time you're listening to this. Yeah. What time y'all be listening to this? What time are you listening to this?
I'm trying to create a better me, so hopefully people who are hearing this are taking it the right way, can say, I can run a mile. It ain't about running 205 fucking miles, doing 4, being a city. It ain't about all that shit. Shit doesn't matter. I want you to see how fucking far you can go, because we all come from that shit. That's why I have to be so authentic and so real about my own insecurities, my own faults, just being a fucked up person. I'm not the best at anything. I'm not gifted. I'm just driven.